Okay, now you have my permission to start the podcast.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness.
You're welcome.
All right, ready?
Freeze.
Here we go. Hello, gamers and gameresses. This is Not the Worst Podcast. I am JD. This is Anthony. And we are talking about some gaming news today. This is episode 31. We've made it over the 30 hump, so it's all downhill from here.
Downhill when we start.
Wow. Confidence. I like it. Why don't you go ahead and talk? say something.
Okay.
Guy. Speak up, sir.
I guess what I'm gonna bring up for the intro is really what we just talked about. The Xbox has embraced the meme for the Xbox One X. Or no, I'm sorry, Xbox Series X. There is a difference. Please don't buy the wrong one. You're gonna be very disappointed when you have a One X show up at your house. Which actually has been a problem. Amazon had to refund a lot of One X orders because people thought they were buying the Series X. But anyway, Xbox has embraced the refrigerator meme for the Xbox Series X and has actually made an Xbox Series X refrigerator. It's actually kind of cool. It actually has the startup sound whenever you open it. It's got a green light on the inside. The power button lights up. And the disc tray is the handle to the fridge. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. And they're giving it away. All you have to do is actually go over to the Twitter, which I will put in the description of this video. Though by the time I post this video, competition is probably going to be over. But I will go ahead and share it in the chat for those who are our diehard loyal fans to come and support us during our live show. You did not. Oh, you're whispering. Okay. I was saying nothing came out of it. There's no.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nobody watching. It's fine. Okay.
But anyway, it's actually pretty cool. The comments below are both funny and toxic at the same exact time. So read at your own.
Yeah.
But
I was just gonna say that they gave one to iJustine originally, who's just like a major gamer influencer kind of person, and then they gave one to Snoop Dogg. So you should go watch the Snoop Dogg video and watch him tour his fridge, and he like opens it and looks through it and stuff. Snoop Dogg's cooler than iJustine. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll probably go watch that. He would be probably a little more entertaining in my opinion. Yeah. And the cool thing is the fridge actually comes in a crate that looks like the box that the console's gonna. And
yeah, they even valued the fridge at the same price as the Xbox Series X.
Did they really?
Yeah. So it's literally
awesome.
They literally made this just to be a even bigger Xbox Series X, but it's a fridge
that doesn't play games.
I appreciate their dedication to the mockery. It's good.
Yes.
They're embracing it. I like it.
There's a lot of attention to detail in the fridge because it actually looks a lot like the console. I posted it in a Discord and somebody literally said I actually thought that was the legit console because they looked at it real quick. So
yeah, it's great. I think it's awesome. It is a pretty bad fridge though. Let's not kid ourselves. Doesn't have a freezer. It doesn't have a front-facing water dispenser. It's just a fridge. Even Snoop Dogg commented that he had to bring his own ice for his weird champagne bottles. So, just saying.
But if you're just a gamer
that have weird champagne bottles, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yes, and but it's gonna be oops. That's just a bunch of viewers eardrums out. If you guys are interested in it, it'd be more like for the gamer. It's kind of like a mini fridge kind of concept, just something to store your drinks in. And
it's like a mini fridge, only it's 9 feet tall.
And what, 400 pounds? You said?
Yeah, 400 pounds. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is basically just a giant mini fridge for what it's capable of, which is, every gamer wants a mini fridge. So why not?
They have
and if it's free, why not enter the contest? That'd be great.
I already know where I'm putting it if I win it, which I know I'm not because I never win these things. It's gonna go in my basement, and it's gonna store my adult beverages and energy drinks.
Hooray. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to
Yes.
actual topics. That's only supposed to be our intro. So, first topic is Cyberpunk 2077. If I had sound effects, there would be a sad trombone playing here. We go wah wah wah.
Hold on.
Because Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed again for like the third time. Luckily, it's not too long. It's only an extra 21 days, I think. It's going to come out on December 10th now, if I remember what I was reading correctly. Yeah, December 10th. Which, this brings up a whole lot of issues. For one thing, everybody was pretty set on that November 19th date, and there are people that like took days off to play the game. There are people that have been waiting since the original delay date, and then now it's getting delayed again. And if they're willing to delay it now, they might even be willing to delay it until next year at this point. So there could be more delays. You never know. So it's kind of a crappy situation. Pretty bad all around. The interesting thing about this is one of the reasons for the delay. This is according to Twitter, so take that
For what it
as
is.
you will. But it was part of a CD Projekt Red call, like Zoom call, video conferencing, and they said that the game for the PC is ready and the game for the next gen consoles is ready. It's the current gen consoles that are giving them a problem, and they want to get that right because they believe that most of the profit for the game will come from the current gen. So if you are already a next gen gamer, or you are part of the master race of PC gamers, you should be upset at the old gen and yell at the Xbox One that you have unplugged in your bookshelf behind you. Bad Xbox. Bad. Like that.
The bookshelf. Mine's sitting on the TV, our entertainment center, and we use it to pretty much stream Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Video.
Yeah.
But
mine is only there so that Jean-Luc can run down here and press the button and make the sound go bloop and then turn it off again. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So that's the weird part. The other weird part is that the developers did not know about this delay.
Oh.
So there was a lot of weird crap happening on Twitter. A lot of the devs even said they got death threats and people threatening to burn them alive and stuff, which is not cool.
No, not okay.
But even crazier is that they all learned about this at the same time we did. There's something to do with Polish stock market. They couldn't announce the delay to employees because they didn't want to influence the stock market. So about 90% of the people involved on this game didn't even know it was going to be delayed again. That's kind of nuts too.
Which is also ironic because not that long ago we just talked about how they started running into crunch culture to rush the game out to only have it delayed anyway.
Yeah, which that really sucks because it means more crunch. They're going to be. Yeah. They didn't actually respond. I saw somebody email them and asked them, if you're delaying it 3 weeks, does that also mean the crunch is extended 3 weeks? And they didn't respond to that. So, but
of course they're not going to respond to that.
Yeah. Jason Schreier on Twitter, who was the first one to report about the crunch stuff, he said that after this delay, people talked to him about how people were looking physically ill and had been working like 100-hour weeks and all that stuff. So these guys are putting the nose to the grindstone to get this game out, and it's wearing on them. So I'm sure they're going to be as happy to get it out as we are.
And it sounds like so to go back to what JD said as the reason, one of the things I just read was that it was getting delayed for, like what he said, was the testing on different consoles. They said testing on 9 different consoles on top of working from home has made it harder to release the game on time, which I guess I can kind of see. But I mean, me personally, I'd much rather a developer take their time release a game so it's more complete upon release. I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, so it doesn't bother me that much. But like JD also said, Cyberpunk 2077 developers asked for basic human decency after receiving death threats over game delay. So please don't put death threats to the developers for trying to give you a good product when they release it, instead of just rushing it out so you complain again about it being garbage when you release it. So that's just stupid. I'm not, like I said, you should be happy they're willing to give you a complete product instead of threatening to take their life because you want it now.
Right. Yeah, that's just. I mean, there's just no excuse for doing that kind of stuff. It doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, they're humans, right? They're not robots. They have lives. They have families, mothers and sons and daughters, and fathers. Like they have to do their own crap just like we do. So threatening
And they're
people
working.
is not cool.
Yeah, and they're working from home, so that does slow things down too.
Yeah,
they don't have the resources they normally have available when they are developing a game. So,
yeah.
Something I just saw while I was looking this up while JD was talking about it, it's actually causing delays for other games. PCGamer.com says Path of Exile's December expansion is moving to January, so players won't have to choose between these two games.
That's funny.
So, I guess it's starting
that
to cause...
kind of tells you the kind of I guess hype around this game is that when you're going to delay your own game because another game is coming out, that means you're worried about how good that game is compared to yours.
So, and you don't want to lose. Yeah, you don't want to lose your customers over it. So
yeah.
But it's
all right. Oh man, my back hurts.
A lot of people are gonna be disappointed. No death threats. Get over it. Means a better product when it comes out. So
yeah, exactly. All right. Now we're gonna move on to Halo Infinite. Is it Halo Infinite or Halo Infinity?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to it, honestly.
I don't think I've heard anybody say it out loud, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Halo Infinite. That lost another director. This is actually the second director in 2 years, I believe, like over the past couple of years. But the reason for this director is Halo. As if you're any kind of gamer that likes Halo or the Xbox, you know that this game was debuted this year. We saw the first major glimpse of it during the Xbox showcase over the summer, and it was supposed to be kind of a teaser for what to expect on the new consoles. But then the game was delayed, so it's not going to be a launch title. And the reception at the showcase was pretty poor. It didn't look very next gen. It looked very current gen, maybe even older gen, because it was very similar to like the original Halo, just with touched up graphics, and people didn't really think the gameplay had changed that much. So there wasn't a lot of innovating going on with this new game. And because of that, the director, Chris Lee, has stepped back. He's still working at Microsoft, but he's not working on Halo anymore. So that's not good. Obviously, it's not good for Chris Lee, but it's not good for the game either, because this game has had quite a bit of trouble throughout its development. And losing a director this close to getting it finished for launch is not good. And I'm sure that kind of leaves Halo fans kind of twiddling their thumbs.
My question is, how many Halo fans were actually out there to begin with? I've kind of lost interest in Halo since...
Yeah, I feel like this kind of game would reach a new generation of gamers, though, right?
Yeah.
You know, at this point, like there's been like the original Halo was like 15 years ago or something, right? So this one could be reaching out to brand new gamers looking to get into a Halo. And the fact that it's having this much trouble getting done is not good. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of expectations for this game in the first place.
What was the last one? Was that Halo 4 or Halo? Yeah, it was Halo 4. 5?
4? 5.
We played it and then we stopped.
Yeah, I played it. I beat the campaign. I went back and did it on like Legendary or whatever. I played the multiplayer for like 3 minutes. I mean, you know, it was Halo, but it, you know,
yeah. And it did things that Halo does, and
yeah, Xbox is weird. Xbox has this weird issue with their franchises. Their franchises come out with a bang, and they do amazing things, and they, you know, like Gears of War and Halo and all this stuff. They do these awesome stuff, and then they just kind of hold on to that real tight, and then they just keep it the same for the next 20 years. I mean, that's why Gears of War fell out of favor, and that's why Halo's fallen out of favor, because they're not innovating these games at all. I don't know what that is, because like, I don't know. Like compared to something like Call of Duty, you know, Call of Duty has the same basic formula, but they do change it enough that it keeps people's interest. I don't know what it is about Halo that it doesn't keep people's interest.
And well, let's say they did actually change Halo Infinite enough to keep people's interest. They probably possibly just marketed it poorly and didn't
Yeah.
do it well enough to catch. They're hoping just the fandom of Halo would be enough to draw people in, but people are finicky these days. If you don't give them something new and exciting, it doesn't matter how much they may love something. They're not gonna. I mean, there's gonna be always the diehard fans. They're gonna be absolutely in love with Halo Infinite, and they're gonna sing its praises from dawn until dusk. But they're not gonna be enough to keep a franchise like that afloat. They need to be more creative. Like, for example, Cold War is bringing zombies back in Call of Duty. That's such a rehashed thing in Call of Duty that I don't know why people are still excited about it. It's boring. It was boring after the first 4 times it released it. Now, Cold War, I think, has got other things going for it, which will probably pull people into it. But developers, I don't know. I don't know what Halo's doing wrong, because I mean, me personally, I was never a fan of the Halo multiplayer, mainly because I suck. The quick scopes,
I mean,
the shotguns.
You're pretty terrible. Yeah.
I am pretty terrible. So I didn't like
We're aware.
I hate you.
Yay!
So I only played the campaigns, and that was all I was into it for. And Halo 5 campaign was interesting, but I wasn't super excited about it either. It wasn't really. That's why when I heard Halo Infinite was coming, I was like, okay. Well, I'm not jumping out there to go grab it next time. So
yeah, I don't think they're making those games for us anymore. For people like us who grew up with Halo or whatever, it's definitely it's not for us. But even for the people that it's for, it seems that it was met with disappointment. So we'll see if they can revamp it or retool it. They're probably going to delay it again. I don't know. But it's definitely not good for Halo. So that sucks. But who cares? Let's move on. So the last thing we're going to talk about here is Netflix is developing a live action version of Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series. If you know about Assassin's Creed, then you know that's going to be kind of crazy to see in live action. I know they did a movie,
I was saying,
but that movie was pretty awful and didn't really. I don't know. The movie didn't really sell me on making it live action. So
aliens, though. There were aliens.
Yay, aliens. I mean, there are aliens in Assassin's Creed, but they're not.
There?
Yeah. I mean, that's what the apples of Eden that you're collecting throughout the game, those are like placed throughout history by aliens or something like that. But you don't really talk to them much or have much interaction with them. They're usually like at the very end of the game. I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, forget the live action movie. Netflix is doing a show, and they're going to probably make it in the same vein of The Witcher, right? The Witcher series, where it's going to be a little dark, a little hard hitting. I guess they're looking for a showrunner still, so there's not really any information about what it's going to be about. Like, what generation of Assassin's Creed is it going to be? Is it going to be the original Ezio line? Is it going to be the Black Flag version? That'd be kind of neat, I think, if they did an Assassin's Creed live action based on Black Flag. But so we'll have to see. Oh, I guess they also put in an 8-episode order for Resident Evil. So Netflix is going all in on video games.
Apparently, like, because they're going in pretty hard about it too. Because I'm reading this article from Variety. They said the deal will include live action, animated, and anime series of Assassin's Creed on Netflix. They're not doing just a live action. I'm gonna assume each one will cover a different time period, because Assassin's Creed is through pretty much every time period in history at this point.
Right.
So
yeah, it should. Yeah, I would imagine so. I'm assuming the live action one will be based on the original Assassin's Creed storyline, but the animated one could be based on anything, really.
Yeah.
They even had that one that was like in China or something like that.
The China one, that was Assassin's Creed Origins China, because I think they also have Assassin's Creed Origins Egypt or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
there's Odyssey or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? That's one.
that's the one that's last came out, and with
Yeah, that's the
Valhalla
one that
coming
just
out
came out.
now.
Yeah, and then Valhalla. They could do one on Valhalla since that's the newest one.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll have to see. There's definitely no end to the stories that they could do for sure. I mean, that's one of the beautiful parts about Assassin's Creed is that you can literally just pick a random person in modern time and send them back to any time in the past, and then just fill in the blanks about who they are. That's pretty much the whole story every single time. So
It's actually kind of
interesting.
shocking. Apparently, the film grossed over 240 million worldwide. I mean, granted that it is worldwide, so and it was against a budget of 125 million. Actually, no. Okay, they didn't do as well as they tried to spin it in
Yeah,
this article.
yeah. That movie really underperformed, and it was nonsense. Like I really did not like because they whoever made that movie wanted to make like the animus and all of that in some
Hmm.
sort of crazy contraption that looks good on a big screen, but it just ruined the kind of subtle nature of what they were doing in the Assassin's Creed games. So I didn't like that part. Anyway, who cares? The movie sucked. Don't watch it. All right. And that's it for Netflix. Just they're doing a Assassin's Creed live action series, and we'll keep an eye on it and see what storyline it's following as that unfolds.
They
And
are apparently also doing a Splinter Cell anime series, hailing from John Wick writer Derek Holstad. Probably butchered that. Ubisoft and Netflix are also currently working on the film The Division, which I mean, if it's done right, it could be a good movie, but it's
it
kind
won't
of
be done
shocking.
right.
It won't be. It really won't. It really
They never
won't.
do video games right when they make media out of them. It sucks.
Well,
The
honestly, it's
Witcher
just
was
a
good though.
really good time to do a movie like The Division, which is about a pandemic that plagues the United States and kills
Yeah.
millions and shuts everything down.
Yeah.
And
It's
that
not the greatest.
No, and they already had Ubisoft already has a Rabbids Invasion animated series on Netflix too, which my wife's sister is absolutely in love with, and her mom absolutely hates the show because she thinks it's annoying, but her sister loves it. So, but yeah,
Okay.
so Netflix is fully embracing the video games to TV aspect of things for whatever reason. It's been tried before, and it often almost always fails.
Yeah, it's usually pretty bad. So, but I guess they had success with The Witcher. So if they can do an Assassin's Creed thing like they did with The Witcher, I think it'll be fine.
But in the defense of The Witcher, it has a much more in-depth story arc
Right.
than
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed really does, if you really think about it. There's a
Yeah,
lot to it.
and the Netflix version wasn't based on the video games. It was
It was
based
based
on the
on the
original source
books.
material. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll
That,
have to see.
but if you guys are excited about that stuff, yeah, there's no release dates or anything because they're still in talks for the Assassin's Creed series. They're still waiting for the deal to go through, but it sounds like it's possible. Netflix is all about video games right now, and you could either be excited or just be like, meh. I'm kind of meh about it because, like we've already said, video game stuff hasn't really done well on the big screen. So,
They'll have to prove it. Like they'll have to get out a nice trailer and talk about the source that they're using and stuff like that. They'll have to prove to me that they are treating it the way it should be treated. Because if they
mhm.
do it like that movie, I swear, Netflix, I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm just kidding.
We
Uh,
just talked about not doing death threats
I
to the
know, I know. I realized as I
defense.
said that, I was like, "Crap!" We just said don't say things like this.
But we said it in a joking manner,
Yes,
not
I
a.
was definitely joking. Do not threaten people with a bad time. All
No.
right. Okay, that's it for Netflix, and that is it for our topics. Um, did you have anything else you want to talk about?
Um, this is more for people that are going to be actually pretty disappointed and upset. I know I'm like I said, I'm a community manager
It's a
for a
pretty
road
negative
company.
show today.
It
We got a
is,
lot
it
of
is,
lot of negative things going on today, except
and
for a
it's
fridge.
another. Except for the fridge, it's
Yeah.
actually another delay, so it is pretty negative. Um, I'm like I've said in previous episodes, I'm a community manager for road company in the regiment, and with that, I've been trying to keep the guys up to date on news about road company. And one of the things that came out from Scott today was There originally everybody thought this was happening this week, which was planned for today. The ranked part of Rogue Company will not be released till probably sometime next week, and he didn't even give a firm date, so it's possible it can get pushed again. And there's a lot of people upset about it. Personally, again, like I said, beating a dead horse, I prefer a developer take their time to release things instead of rushing through it and breaking it and causing heartaches for everybody. So, but I do know quite a few people that are actually pretty upset. There's actually, like, Twitter's toxic in general, so it's, again, no shocker. There's a lot of toxic replies to Scott's posts about delaying. Well, I guess he didn't really use the words of delay. He just said we're looking at next week for the rank, because they never officially announced when they're going to release the rank. They just said it's coming. We're hoping by the next update, but they didn't make any promises. Everybody ran with it, and now they're all hurt because it's not coming for another week.
So. I mean, it's in beta, right? It's not even officially released yet, so the game, it's going to have bumps and bruises along the way. I mean, it's still a pretty glitchy game in a lot of ways too, so you gotta be a little patient.
Oh, I got one more thing for the outro. This just popped up. The Vice Chief of Space Operations for Space Force tested positive for COVID-19. Space Force is off to a good start.
Wow.
You got anything on that note?
I don't. Let's end on that note. The competency of Space Force. Anyway, if you want to get in contact with us, you want to talk to us, share a story, respond to something we talked about here on the podcast today, you can do that by using hashtag NTWP on Twitter. We also include our Twitter handles in every episode, so you can contact us that way. And you can join our Discord, which is also, there's a link in every episode. And you can go to the Discord, and there's a Not the Worst Podcast channel where we keep all the links for every show. And you can talk to us there about the links and stuff like that. That's all I've got.
Just one more thing. It's Halloween Friday. Be safe.
No.
Be smart.
No.
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Halloween's coming up. Be safe. Follow COVID CDC guidelines. Don't go around sneezing on people. Don't dress up as a giant booger. People might throw you away. And then, anyway. I don't know. I'm feeling a little unenergetic today. I don't know what my problem is.
I am too. I didn't get much sleep last night, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
So this is probably not the most entertaining podcast we had so far, but there's stuff out there if you're interested.
The worst part is the news was just so down. There was no positive news. We'll
let me find something
next week. We'll get something more positive next week. This has been episode 31. Tune in next week for episode 32, and hopefully 2 hosts that aren't so lackadaisical in their talking. Okay.
Bye.
See you later.